Hello and welcome to my first proper Redstone build. This is what I call the Redstone Component Crafter. As the name suggests, it's able to store and automatically craft every single of the major Redstone components, and it stores exactly one double chest of it. And if you take one item out of the chest, then it will automatically restock. First I will give you a quick overview on what it does and how it functions, and then I'll go into the details on how it works behind the scenes. So let's start with the input. Here you can see that we have 11 input items which we need to craft every other redstone component. The input items are stored as shulker boxes with the input items themselves. And then we have the subcomponents. These are redstone components themselves, but they are also needed to craft other redstone components. And then right here you have the rest of the redstone components. Then there's also a shulker box input. This is needed so the shulker box loaders of the system have enough shulker boxes at the beginning, but you don't need to fill this up as the machine runs, because as you input new input shulker boxes, they automatically get redistributed in the system. Now let's get into how it works. So let's start with the input. The input items are stored in droppers in two separate water lines, right here and here. There are two types of input items. One, there are these that are directly stored into the droppers, and then there are the input items that first need to be unloaded. For example, redstone blocks. Then they need to be recrafted into redstone dust, and then they get loaded back into shulker boxes in this shulker box loader here, and then they get stored into the droppers. Now let's look at the crafters themselves. So here I'll take out some stacks of redstone comparators just for demonstration. And as you can see, this crafter is automatically crafting redstone comparators. This is done via this redstone clock right here. And if this crafter ever runs out of an input item, then the shulker box up here will break and it will trigger two different mechanisms. First, it will request a new shulker box via this rail right here. For example, this one requests stone, and then it will travel all the way back to the input droppers and eject them into the water stream. Then the water stream directly leads to the crafter that requested this item, and then the shulker box gets filled back up. The second thing that happens is this rail right here gets triggered, which automatically stops the crafter from crafting by disabling this clock. The subcomponents work a bit differently. As you can see, they also get stored in a double chest, but they also need to be loaded into shulker boxes. This is what this device down here does. It stores the shulker boxes in droppers and then fills up all the way to the double chest. Now I will show you what happens if you take out multiple items at once. As you can see, the one that is crafting will blink, and the other ones without empty double chests, they will stop working. This is done so the machine doesn't break, because there's a slight chance that two items get requested at once and then the shulker box will land in the wrong hopper. So here, for example, the piston crafter only works if the dispenser crafter is finished crafting, and then after that the hopper crafter will craft when the piston is finished. So yeah, that's pretty much it. If you'd like to try it out yourself, then you can find the download link in the description. Hope you enjoy!